Paige Heineman, and I'm a fourth year student here at OSU, and I'm studying climate science and geography. And this summer I'm studying the effect that clouds have on climate, and I'm also going to be going through the fire weather activity. So the provided materials are going to be this anemometer with a compass, and this is a thermometer and hygrometer, which measures humidity. This should probably be set up first in a location that's out of direct sun and wind, just so it takes a second to get to the right temperature. But if you're starting the activity indoors, then this can just be the first thing that you set up. This worksheet has everything that you'll need to do the activity. The first section is some Q&A questions that are to be used as like a discussion to help the students complete the worksheet and know all of the information. And then there's also some additional talking points that you can go through while we're doing the activity. There's also some sources here if you want to learn more, and there's also this figure which go along with some of the discussion questions. For the worksheet, you want to be in an exposed location, probably not like this because there's trees, but away from most trees and buildings, where you can get a mostly clear look at the sky. But this should be in not direct sunlight so that it can get a proper temperature. First we'll want to place this mini compass on the bottom of the anemometer. We will hold it pretty steady in a horizontal position like this, and then you can rotate it and figure out which direction is north, which will help with finding wind direction. And then when you are recording all the data, it's going to be on the back side of this worksheet, where you have temperature, wind speed, and all of these things that are listed out. For temperature and humidity, you'll want to wait until the little red line stops moving, record the temperature, and then record what the humidity is here. In the talking points, it describes which values are more or less dangerous for fire behavior. For wind speed and direction, we will want to stand in somewhere where the wind isn't blocked by buildings or trees, but it's not super windy today, so I'm gonna have to blow on this.
Wait for it like that, and then
Yeah. For the anemometer, this measures wind direction and wind speed, but just for a note, this plastic one doesn't register super mild breezes. So if it's not like super windy, where it's not right now, you may have to blow on it to just make the point to the students. But it is a replica of what is still used in real life since the 1400s. So this will point in the direction that the wind is coming from, and wherever the compass is pointing, that will be the wind direction that can be recorded, as well as the wind speed, general subjective observation of what the wind speed seems like. If it's fast, if there's no wind, if it's super light breeze, all of that. And then record if it's raining, and then some like general observations. Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? Do the plants look dry? Or are they, freshly watered and they wouldn't easily burn in a wildfire? And then there is an optional scenario game where we have these cards printed out. There are 4 categories: ignition, wind speed, humidity, and temperature, where you would pick a random card from one of each of the categories and put it together to make a scenario, and then evaluate what the fire danger would be in that scenario. And also there is also listed on here is an app called Watch Duty, where you can track fire weather and fire activity throughout the US. And then at the end there's some questions that the students should be able to answer based on all of the data observations and the Q&A at the beginning. So that's it.